Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another Star vs. the Forces of Evil review. In this episode, again, we got two episodes, Sleepover and Gift of the Cards. Okay. Oh gosh, you know what? Last week, we had one really good episode and one okay episode. This time around, though, we have what might be my favorite episode in the season thus far. Oh my gosh, I loved this first episode. We'll get into the second episode a little later. But yeah, no. So let's start off with Sleepover. Okay, so right, it's the idea of a sleepover. You got Star, Jana, Jackie, this time I'll make sure to get their names right, Ponyhead, and other girl. I don't know if they ever actually call her by, like, a name. At one point they called her Star Lover 13, which, I mean, like, do they really not have a name for her? Really? I don't know, though. But yeah, no, I love this setup. Right? Okay, it's a great setup. You've got all these characters. Okay, I was like, yes, I'm totally on board for this. Star makes brownies, right? They eat them, they hate them, but they won't admit it. Okay, and then Marco enters the plot. At first I was like, no, don't do this to me. You had such a good episode, don't ruin it. I really didn't want Marco in this plot. I felt like the girls could hold it on their own. I really did, but no, Marco enters. He's playing the piano. He's trying to impress Jackie. Ponyhead knows it, right? Straight up. So, right, he gets roped along in their little scheme to play some, like, this truth or punishment. Again, boom, I knew exactly where this episode was going. It was, they're going to eventually have to, Marco's gonna have to tell who he has a crush on. He won't be able to do it. They're all gonna get punished for it, yada, yada, yada. I was like, oh gosh, why'd you have to put Marco in this plot? And then they have to pinky swear to the box, and the first question comes up, what's your favorite color? And it's like, oh, this is simple. And the Ponyhead is like, oh yeah, it's simple, but who knows, maybe it'll get worse. Maybe it'll ask us if we ever murdered anybody. Really funny jokes. This episode has some really great jokes in it, okay? And again, whenever it was just focusing on the girls, I was loving it. But then Marco has to rear his head into the plot. So they all give their favorite colors, and one of them is lying, right? So it starts, if one lies, they all get punished. It starts tickling them, and it's Jana. Her favorite color is pink, but she wants to defy the patriarchy. Oh my god, that's funny as hell. Jana, still my favorite character. Or, well, side, whatever character. So, right, it goes on to the next question, and it asks, what did you think of Star's brownies? They all say, oh yeah, we liked them, Marco never had them, and it starts making them uglier, right? And it's horrible, and they're like, okay, we didn't like them. The Star fan 13 won't admit she didn't like them, and they just start getting worse and worse, and, right, and then they're like, okay, I didn't like them. They all go back to normal, and they're like, oh, I don't want to play this game anymore. But here it comes. You can't leave until you answer the final question. Who do you have a crush on? Oh my god, I saw this coming from a mile away. I actually started to like the episode a little bit more around here, but I was like, ugh. They all are talking about who they have a crush on, right? Jackie likes some kid she met at skate camp. Star likes Oscar. Star fan 13 likes Star. Jana likes, I can't remember. It was a poet. Some 18th century poet, I think. Okay. She's building it up like she likes Marco. And then it goes to Marco, and I'm like, no. And he admits he likes Jackie, and I was like, they didn't do the cliche. They didn't do the cliche. Yes. Oh, I was so happy. And then they're like, oh, somebody's lying, and I was like, no, don't do this to me. Don't do this. You had such a great setup. And it wasn't Marco. He does actually like Jackie. Yes. Oh, it just kept getting better and better. And then they have to fight off the truth or punishment box. It turns into this weird pyramid cone looking mofo. And then Star confronts it and is like, you know what? Maybe someone is lying, but we don't know. Sometimes our thoughts change. My favorite color is now blue. Jackie doesn't know who she likes anymore now that Marco's confessed. I love this. Saying that, you know what? Sometimes you don't know what you want. It's hard to tell in that it's not this black and white. This is great. Oh my gosh, I loved this. It's funny how much of a 180 this episode did just in those last few minutes. Oh my god, it was so good. And then Star defeats the puzzle box. box, basically, and they throw it out into the trash, and then Star's basically talking to Marco, calls out his name, and the puzzle box said truth on it. Which leads me to ask, does Star like Marco and not know it? Or was she just lying and, like, stretching the truth? That's my question. Does she know or not? Or is it all subconscious, right? The differences between the heart and the mind. And, you know, and it's funny. I'm one of the few people who does not ship Star and Marco. I think their relationship is purely friend-based. And yeah, so him confessing to Jackie, because of course, Marco and Jackie ship, you know. So yeah, right, and this is an interesting development. And actually, I'll refer back to this here in a minute, but yeah, I really liked this one. It was so good. But there's a second episode. I didn't like this one. You know what? It was, again, Star is kind of a horrible person, and I realize my new hope is that, do we know if the show's getting a third season? Have they confirmed it, or is it kind of up in the air right now? Because if they've confirmed that the show's getting a third season, I really want this season to end with Star getting all of her comeuppance, right? Like, she loses her wand to Ludo, Marco gets captured by the Princess Academy people, and it just kind of ends with her, kind of like a Empire Strikes Back type of ending. I really hope that's what happens, because she really deserves her comeuppance, especially after this one. But let's just get right into it. So the people at the princess jail hire this lizard guy with a robot arm and a dimensional chainsaw. He is, okay, that's awesome, right? That is awesome. Sadly, he's not. Sadly, nothing else is. He's not funny, because they try to do a few jokes. They're not funny, and it just kind of goes nowhere. So, meanwhile, Star and Jana are going through Marco's wallet. Jana's the best. Again, she's still, after Girls' Date Out, I'm happy we've gotten these 2 episodes with her that allow her to be really funny. So, they find a gift card in Marco's wallet that sends them to Quest Buy. They head down to Quest Buy, because they have to use it before it expires tonight, right? Because Star doesn't want it to go to waste. The lizard guy shows up at their house. Jana's just on their couch and does not give a single shit. God. Love it. So they're going through Quest Buy. They cannot find Marco can't find anything he likes, so he just picks something random, and the gift card basically comes out, zaps him, and because it's a Friends Till the End gift card, so he can only buy something he likes, right? And then they go to try to see if they can get it extended, but Star signed a contract, which basically meant that when the card expires, they die. So now they're trying to rush to find something. There was 1 or 2 funny jokes in here, I will admit it, but eventually they've got only a few minutes left, and the card transforms into this weird combination of the monster from Scooby-Doo in the Cyber Chase and Bill Cipher, but female. I do like the design, I will admit that. But yeah, so Marco, right, they're searching, he finds this wallet that cannot be broken into, right, thumbprint scanner, all that, but they don't have any, right? He goes back to customer service, they don't have one, and he's like, well, it looks like we're gonna die together. He tries to get out of it by saying, okay, I found friendship. Can I buy that? Quote unquote. Again, he's Star's own friend. Or he friend-zoned Star. Correction. And yeah, they're just friends. The show keeps drilling that into us, but then they say Star has a crush on Marco, so it's complicated. And then the lizard guy shows up, and he becomes the definition of an anticlimax. You ever want to know an anticlimax? This is it. The lizard guy shows up, he gets zapped by the gift card and dies. End of story. And I was like, well, that was disappointing. And then they find out that they have they do have one of the unbreakable lockets, and they have to literally like nuke the gift card. So yeah, it works. They get the wallet, and then they head back. Jada's still able to break it open. And then it gets better because she's like, oh, I have all your confidential information. His thumbprint, his social security number. Oh gosh, that was funny as hell. Oh my god. Jana is the greatest. And that's where the episode ends. Yeah, it's just meh. It's just meh. I wish you got some cool designs, but there's just not enough holding the plot together, in my opinion. But the first episode was great. Sleepover is a great episode. And with that all being said, I hope you all enjoyed, and until next time, peace.